came down with them and stood on a level place, and with a great crowd of his disciples and a multitude of people from all Judea, Jerusalem, and the coast of Tyre and Sidon. So begins the narrative of Jesus' Sermon on the Plain. It is my hope that we can level with each other. I, for one, will do my best to speak plainly. At the heart of the gospel passage is the depiction of a God both biblical and foolish, a God refusing to abandon creation to corrupting powers structural, psychic, personal, dare I say, sinful. But let's be clear, despite divine passion, we know, or at least we should, that those blessed are not those without struggle. To be blessed is to live faith, hope, and love. To live God's reign as if God ruled while surrounded by so much evidence that the world is fractured, a place of death, suffering, disgrace, hunger, misery, and mourning. And so I caution, beware the power of willful blindness. To put it another way, to be blessed is to live life within a creation of exquisite beauty, dangerous opportunity, random chance, harmful choices, destructive actions. Biblically speaking, being prophetically aware, the word level suggestively infers places of brokenness, despair, and death. So in the midst of a world manifesting the broken level, or what I can call the fractiousness of normal, Jesus announces, embodies, teaches the madness of God, the madness of the kingdom, the hope, the faith, the love that God is perhaps astir amongst those poor, hungry, mourning. Jesus' inviting response, luring choice to take the risk of living a radical hope in impossible possibilities, open to receiving blessing, sharing blessing, daring hope, sharing hope, open to works of healing mind, body, or spirit, the work of being healers, discerning calls of God to live as a witness, to embody divine possibilities, to take the risk, to undertake the work of justice, compassion, hospitality, generosity, to bring renewal to this broken world, to commit to tikkun olam, which means to repair or heal the world. To so live, to so work, can elicit, invite, the way of the cross, drawing forth hatred, exclusion, and the joys of being reviled and defamed. So speaking plainly, are we really surprised by lukewarm response? Really? Are we surprised by a certain conditioning, a softening, making more rational, far more reasonable, the madness of God, the weakness of the kingdom? How did Jeremiah put it? Oh yes. The heart is devious above all else. It is perverse. Who can understand it? So if I may continue to speak on the level, are we surprised? Are we surprised that many Eurocentric parishes, many congregations of privilege, expressive of dominant power and cultural concerns, have a peculiar, rather odd relationship to this gospel passage read today? A peculiar, rather odd relationship with the inconvenient God astir therein. This inconvenient God throwing off, getting rid of the dispassionate metaphysical categories of Athens, preferring the hot mess of Jerusalem, the chaos, the inconvenience of those who are poor, those mourning, those hungry, those excluded, dare I say, often invisible. While many are aware of certain problems within the world, curiously focusing often on single issues to the exclusion of others, perhaps to the exclusion of those excluded, few are deeply hungry to act, much less weeping with those inconvenient, as their inconvenience may ask, dare I say, demand something of our convenience. So, are we surprised that many, after hearing the Sermon on the Plain, want to say, whoa, hold on now, let's not go too fast, be too hasty? Are we surprised by, woe to those who are rich now, full now, those who laugh now, those praise now? Are we surprised? I mean, are we really surprised by prophets, dare I say God, announcing, woe to those? Are we disturbed by a God emptied into the hot mess of the world? If we are not surprised, what will we do about it? How will we respond? Good question. If God is astir within life, are we? Excellent question. Unfortunately, questions too often left hanging